because a big part of what we like to do at the feed is go a little bit deeper and look at the people behind those stories and behind those trends. And the answer to that why really began with a Skype conversation that Claire had, and that sort of changed everything, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So I connected with a young man who you're about to meet in the film named Makoto, and I asked him, I said, why is it that 70% of young people in Japan aged between 18 and 34 are single? And why is it that the number of virgins are increasing? And he said, it's not that we don't want to be in relationships, it's not that we don't want to get married. We don't have the money to settle down, and we work really, really hard. So, okay. The really good thing for us, I suppose, as journalists looking at this story is that the Japanese government actually does sort of a sex census. So every 5 years, because it's really worried about Japan's rapidly declining population, it does this survey of young people, and you can see there on the screen, that's part of it. So you can see in the 80s, 43% of young people were virgins, and then that number declined through to the 2000s, and then, as you can see, has been a steady increase. And you might be thinking, well, why in the 80s compared to now, when you would think that attitudes towards sex might be freer and there may not be as many restraints, potentially more young people are living together. Why is that number on the increase? Is it that young people want to enjoy their freedom, that they want to be single and they don't want to get married? Maybe marriage is seen as this sort of outdated institution. Well, that's actually not the case. So people's intention to get married within a year has actually increased since the 80s, and it's at its highest that it ever has been. So more people want to get married. The reasons that they want to get married have changed. So it's not about love matches anymore. The reasons today is more about parental expectations, having a family. But I think one of the biggest differences, and this is particularly for women, is financial stability.
What I'm constantly surprised about by people that work in sexual health is the incredible empathy that is required to do those jobs well, and real sense of understanding and care that it takes to do well at that. And I think she gave us probably the best understanding actually into the, weirdly, like, she was the one that sort of opened the door to the conversation about work in a way, and she had the best insight into that.
Yeah.
And when she started talking about that, it really did, the pieces of that puzzle really began to make sense. And that was another moment where I look up at above the camera at Claire and went, and Claire goes like,
Got him.
Yeah.
Great.